Good morning, beloveds. All right. It's a little cool out there today to go to work out in the gym, which is in a garage. So, I came home, took a nice warm shower, and am now ready to tackle this, which it is March 3rd. Our title is Affirmative Prayer. We are in the month of faith. So, all right, affirmative prayer. Today, thousands of people are coming to believe in and use the power of affirmative prayer. We are entering into a new era of spiritual acceptance. Something definite is happening in the field of spiritual thought and endeavor. From all sources, we are coming to realize that affirmative prayer is dynamic. It should be easier today than ever for people to accept the simple teaching that there is a power greater than ourselves that desires our good and a law of mind that we may consciously use for definite purposes. We shall be both inspirational and scientific when we come to believe this. Inspirational in the belief and scientific in the use of the law. For while the belief is personal, the law is impersonal and acts upon our thoughts regardless of who we are. We should come to believe in the exactness of this law. We should use it definitely and consciously. This requirement applies in every science, and it applies equally to the science of mind. For we are not dealing with chaotic laws that may or may not respond to us. We are dealing with the certainty of a reaction that is equal to the action or a response that is equal to our own conviction. We are dealing with a definite principle, but the conviction is personal, a thing of warmth, of color, and of feeling. Today, I affirm the all good. I know that my word, being acted upon by a power greater than I am, is sure to accomplish its purpose. Therefore, I find peace, joy, and an inward tranquility in my own acceptance. Knowing that the law of God is perfect, I know that my word is certain. My faith is complete. My affirmation cannot be denied. Living in this continual acceptance, finding security in this complete trust, in gratitude I accept every good thing life has to offer, and in love I share it with all. And our Bible quote is, I pray with the Spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. And that is 1 Corinthians 14:15. Okay, I kind of like that Bible quote. I will pray with the Spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. So I might start there, because I think that's what I think that's kind of what Ernest is going for in the science of mind, is understanding what we're asking for, understanding why we are asking for it, like understanding our motives, our motivation. If you've seen it, it's kind of a comedy take, but I get it with actors. It's like actors are like, what's my motivation in this scene? Why am I, so that they can really get into their character. And I believe that that's kind of what Ernest is like. Well, what is your motivation? Why are you asking for what you're asking for? Because if you understand why you are asking for what you are asking for, then you might have a better handle on why you are getting it or why you are not getting it. I'm going to reference Reverend Arthur again. So if you go back and watch, he was this past Sunday on the Science of Mind Facebook. So March 3rd. And it's on the Creative Life Spiritual Center YouTube channel as well. March 3rd. Or not March 3rd, sorry. February 28th. I don't know what day of the week it is. About putting feet under our treatment. Well, one of the ways you do that is by knowing why you are treating for what you are treating for. Frequently, we will pray for things but then not feel that we're worthy of them. And then we wonder why we don't get them. It's like, because we're cutting ourselves off at our own knees. Or are we praying for things that we think we should want, but we don't actually want them? Or are we praying for, so it's like, okay, are we praying for things that we think we should want, but we don't really want them? Are we praying for things that we don't think that we deserve? Are we unintentionally praying for things that we don't want, but we think that we deserve? So it's all of this understanding. It's like, let's go back to Socrates. Know thyself. Know thyself. The more you know yourself, the more you know your own heart and your own mind, then you will, and I'm going to say this, pray better. You will pray better. Because Ernest teaches that we don't come to God or Spirit or Atman or the quantum field in a begging and pleading. Because when we come in a begging and pleading, then we don't feel, it frequently signals to us we're not worthy of it. We're asking for something that we're not worthy of. So we come to the law with a capital L. We come to the divine presence. We come to the divine mind affirmatively. We come with a statement. We come with, because when we come with that statement, then we are stating something that we want, something that we truly desire, and something that we feel like we are worthy of. Now, I'm not even going to touch the worthiness. That's a whole different issue. But I would ask you to consider that maybe if you're not getting what you are treating for, you have underlying worthy issues with your worthiness. And here's the truth. You're a child of God. You are worthy. You are worthy of what you are asking for. But this is a two-way street, and you need to believe that as well. God doesn't judge you worthy and unworthy. You do. So if you are coming to the law with the feeling that you are unworthy, then you're praying for something that you don't think you deserve. And it's not true. You're a child of God. You're a beloved child of God. You are worthy. But maybe that's why you're not getting the completeness of the treatments that you're doing. So go back and know thyself. Know your motivations. If what you are asking for is really what you want. Because I gave you the three. Are you asking for something that you think you want, but you don't? Are you asking for something that you really do want, but you don't think you're worthy? Or are you asking for something that you think that you're worthy of, but you don't really? No, hang on. There was a third one in there. You're asking for things that you don't want, but you think you're worthy of. That's it. All right. So this basically is a statement of fact of, hey, we've noticed there's a lot of good psychology in the affirmative prayer. Today, thousands of people are coming to believe in and use the power of affirmative prayer. We are entering into a new era of spiritual acceptance. Something definite is happening in the field of spiritual thought and endeavor. That's new thought. That is new thought. New thought came to this and went, hey, wait, there's a way to do this. And there's a way to do it effectively. From all sources, we are coming to realize that affirmative prayer is dynamic. We are participating in the prayer. We are participating in it in a dynamic way. We are treat and move your feet. So we ask for what we want, but we also take the steps to get it. It should be easier today than ever for people to accept the simple teaching that there is a power greater than ourselves that desires our good and a law of mind that we may consciously use for definite purposes. New thought's been around for a long time. It's been around since ancient times. So new thought isn't new. It's just been repackaged and renamed. Unity does it. Science of Mind does it. The Unitarian, there, and then Christian Science. It's like, this stuff's been around. And it's been around for a very long time. It just keeps getting repackaged. And Ernest thinks that we've kind of, he's like, well, we've gotten to the point. You know, this isn't new and we're recognizing it. And we're making more effective use of it. We shall be both inspirational and scientific when we come to believe this. Inspirational in the beliefs and scientific in the use of the law. And that's the thing. It's like, we are personal. For while the belief is personal, we are personal. The law is impersonal. And that's where Ernest was like, we need to get the personality out of God. Because all of the personality has been assigned to God by us. So God isn't that great accountant in the sky, which is my image. Or whatever image that's not what God is. God is everything. And no thing at the same time. It's so it's something, you know, dynamic and intriguing and mind-blowing. And if we can let what we've been taught about God go, that's the trick though. So, for while the belief is personal, the law is impersonal and acts upon our thoughts regardless of who we are. Regardless of who we are. The law doesn't judge. The law just says, oh, there's a lot of energy there. Let me do that. Know yourself. We should come to believe in the exactness of this law. We should use it, that's capital I, the law, definitely and consciously. And that's his big thing. This stuff works, whether you use it consciously or unconsciously. The more consciously you use it, the more likely you are to get what you actually want. The more unconsciously you use it, you're looking around going, why is this happening? That's why you want to know yourself and know your motivations. This requirement applies to every science, and it applies equally to the science of mind, for we are not dealing with chaotic laws that may or may not respond to us. We are dealing with the certainty of a reaction that is equal to the action or a response that is equal to our own conviction. Why are we asking for what we want? Why? Answer that question for yourself. Why are you asking for what you want? Get really clear about that. You don't have to worry about the how. But if you know the why and you know the what, you're 3 steps ahead of yourself. It's the scientific principle. It's like we follow definite steps, we do it consciously, and we'll get a result. But if we just kind of higgledy-piggledy hodgepodge it, we're going to get a higgledy-piggledy hodgepodge response. We're going to get a response, but probably not the one we were going for. If you've ever worked in a chemistry lab, you follow the steps, because if you don't, it can be dangerous. We are dealing with a definite principle, but the conviction is personal, a thing of warmth, of color, of feeling. The law is impersonal. The law doesn't judge. The law just says yes. Our conviction, our belief, that's where the warmth, the color, the personal, the feeling is. That's us. Okay, so today I affirm the all good. I know that my word being acted upon by power greater than I am is sure to accomplish its purpose. So when you go into to do one of these affirmative prayers or treatments or whatever word you want to use, this is how you can start. Today I affirm the all good. First step in treatment, recognizing that there is one power. I know that your word is being acted upon by a power greater than you are. is sure to accomplish its purpose. Therefore, we find a peace, a joy, and an inward tranquility in our own acceptance. If we can accept that there is a law, that if we consciously use it, will give us the results that we are asking for. Peace, joy, tranquility. I mean, there is that little time thing. It's like, okay, it might take a little bit of time. God's time. Because we are time bound. That's part of the mortal coil. But I can have that inward tranquility to wait because I know it's coming. Knowing that the law of God is perfect, remember perfect means whole. All encompassing, everything is within. I know that my word is certain. I know that your word is certain. My faith is complete. My affirmation cannot be denied. Living in this continual acceptance, finding security in this complete trust. So I am trusting the process. I am trusting the law. I'm trusting that it always says yes. So that's the security. In gratitude, I accept every good thing life has to offer, and in love, I share it with all. And that's another one of Ernest's drum beats. I would say he has 2 drum beats: consciousness, consciousness, consciousness. Know who you are. Know who you are. Know what you're dealing with. What's your motivation? And because there is only one, we are all part of that one. Everything we want for ourselves, we want for everybody else. Which sometimes that can be terrifying. It's like that karma thing. It's like, if you stop and you look and you go, do I want that for myself? And then you think, do I want that for everybody else? That might stop you up short and go, oh wait, maybe I don't really want that. So that's another good way to check when you're asking for things. It's like, I'm asking for this. Do I want this for everybody? No. Then I don't really want it for myself either. So, know who you are. Why are you asking for what you are asking for? Do you want it because you think you should? Do you want it because you think you deserve it? And I don't mean that in the positive way. Or do you know who you are? And do you want it for everyone else? All right. So I pray with the Spirit, and I will pray with the Spirit, and I will pray with the understanding also. Know who you are, know why you want what you want. And that might go a long way. It will go a long way to helping you to achieve what you actually want. And that can be the benefit of working with a practitioner, because sometimes you don't know what you want, and that's okay. And a practitioner's job is to help you figure out what you want. And sometimes when you don't know what you want, the good place to start is what you don't want. And then look at what the opposite of that is. So, our mission today, should we choose to accept it? Oh, there's a whole lot in here. Our mission today, I would say that our mission today is to get to know ourselves on that level, to know our motivation. What is my motivation? Why am I asking for what I want? And once I know that, my affirmative prayer will be that much more effective. So, that's our mission today, to get to know ourselves, to know our motivation. I really think that would go a long way to making our affirmative prayer more effective. So, all right. And as always, I'm going to encourage you to do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Practice, practice, practice. Practice makes permanent. The more compassionate, loving, and kind you are to yourself, the more you will have to share with everyone else. I'm a firm believer in this. So please, I want you to get to that point where you can look in the mirror and tell yourself that you love yourself and mean it. And mean it. So then you can go out and look into everybody else's eyes. And you don't have to say it out loud because it can get a little weird, but I encourage you to say it out loud too. Look into each other's eyes. Look into the people's eyes that you know and care about and tell them that you love them. And with strangers too. Although that may be where it gets weird to say it out loud, but where you can look in their eyes, see God looking back at you, and tell that person that you love them. All right? Because we are the beloved children of God, in whom God is well pleased, always and forever. All right. It looks like it's going to be a beautiful day here if it's starting out a bit cool. So as always, I encourage you to do something to engage your mind and your body. Get some sunlight on your face. Early morning sunlight, 5-10 minutes. Drink plenty of water and open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven now. That is our state of grace. And the more practice we have of recognizing it around us, the more of it that will manifest in our lives. All right. I'm going to tell you to have a wonderful day, but I am going to remind you, March 3rd, and go to on the Creative Life Facebook page right here, which I'm doing right now, live. We're going to have an amazing soul session with Reverend Jesse and Reverend Ronnie, which is just a wide-ranging conversation. It'll start at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time, and I will get it up on YouTube, the Creative Life YouTube channel, probably tomorrow. It takes a while to upload, so it won't happen tonight, but tomorrow, Saturday at the latest. Depends on how the rest of the week goes. And Reverend David will be on with you around 5. I'll be back with you at 9 a.m. And if you are enjoying these talks and want to go back and rewatch them and don't want to fight with the Facebook page to find them, they are archived on the Running Rev Ryan YouTube. I'm only missing a couple of months, and I'm getting pretty good about getting the daily talks up at night. If not, I'll kick them up in the next morning. So that is my commercial for where all this stuff is. Do what you need to do to have a wonderful day. All right, beloveds. Bye.